Yeah.
Not wasting plays. And
kicking game's improving each week. I'll tell you that. We've gotten better each week, and I think this is another step for us to get better again this week.
Yeah,
so we've been working on that.
But at the end of the day, if we can take care of things we're in control of, we'll have a shot to go back down to Chattanooga this year.
Very excited about that. Guys, thanks so much for taking time. I know y'all got a busy school schedule. Some of us got 7 a.m. class, right? So get home and get ready for that tomorrow. Remember, it's a 7 p.m. kickoff up there at Carter. Travel safe, and we look forward to seeing you Friday night. Go Mavs. All right.
Hello, welcome in to another wonderful, fabulous show. This is Graham's Gridiron Guidance, and I know you wonder what's going on. Well, I came in today, and I knew I was going to support Coach Keith and his boys. I was going to wear my fedora hat, but since I can't celebrate the victory, I got my prime shades on.
He coming.
And I only did that because, you know, Coach Graham here is connected. He got more connections than Delta, and I heard 21 was coming in, and look who we got.
Mr. Colquitt.
Mr. Don Colquitt.
Thank you for having me.
From Wildcat to
Dragon. And we got showtime.
That's
Mr.
it.
Colquitt.
From Wildcat to Dragon.
Oh, yes, sir.
Coach Colquitt, welcome in.
Appreciate it. Thank you, brother.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. We got a big one this week. This is a big one this week. There's a lot of big games this week. You have the Robertsville-Jefferson game, I think, is this weekend. It was big in Oak Ridge for the Oak Ridge fan base. It's a big game. And then you have Clinton versus Oak Ridge, a game that I'm going to say that Joe Gaddis and Darrell Keefe hyped this up, and Clarence Street hyped this game up to where now it's important again. Unbelievable how they were able. They're better than Mayweather Production and with Don King. Them three really got this game excited to play, but two good teams should be a good game. Today we have Mr. like a brother to me, Don Colquitt, coach at Clinton High School right now. Go ahead and put I want to see my slides up there. I got to see my slides up there. Look at that. From Wildcat to Dragon, the journey of Coach Don Colquitt. Nice. This is going to be a story to be told, man.
Nice, nice.
And my student, now I won't say their name because I didn't get the signature. He's doing a great job of creating these slides for this show. Don, growing up in Oak Ridge, what did football mean to first the community, and how did it affect you?
Growing up here in Oak Ridge, football in the community was huge. You couldn't go anywhere without seeing, Go Wildcats beat whoever they were playing on the billboards and signs at all the restaurants. They really treated the high school team like a college or pro team right here. So as a kid growing up, you couldn't wait to play for Oak Ridge.
Right. Don Colquitt was a member of the 1980 state championship team. Quickly, Don, tell us a little bit about that experience playing for the great coach legend, Emory Hale.
Emory Hale, great motivator, great man to mold young men into men. Held the FCA, a big FCA for all the players. I did a lot for a lot of kids, and he was a real people person.
Yes.
But very intense once we got there. But the results were that. We went 13-0 and won a state championship.
Right. Don, Coach Colquitt, you, and I'm sorry if I call you Don, that's not your professional name, so I'm going to call you by your professional name, Coach Colquitt. You coached at every level. Your journey went through, seriously, when they say people, you got to go through these steps, you went through every step. You coached at every level and was a winner at each level. You start off at the Oak Ridge Boys Club as a coach, and was one of the coaches that was known for building the program that helped the legacy later on. You went from there. I'm not going to talk. You tell me about that journey.
Well, when I got into coaching in '95, it was the first 5- and 6-year-old boys club team that they ever had. We had to throw a team together in the middle of the season because the east side and west side, every time they had a game, the 5- and 6-year-olds at the other team had to either not have a game or go play somewhere else. So me and Kevin Stevens and Tony Manley, we put a team together. We ended up playing, I think it was 3-7. We ended up having to play 2 games in one day to try to catch up the schedule.
Right.
But that next year in '96, our second year, I was assistant coach. '95, I took over as the head coach the next year, and we ended up going 13-0, undefeated, and unscored on. So that's one of my proudest moments,
right,
because we were so young.
Yeah.
And you know, all the other teams in the VF said they beat up on us a little bit that first year, and I just, if you know me, I was like, okay, you wait till next year.
You coming?
We coming. You better believe it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I coached that group of kids I moved up with every year. And then at 12, they went to Robertsville. And then I came back and helped a former teammate out, John Wigan, with the 7 and 8s. And then I finished those guys out. And in 2006 was my last year at the Boys Club, and I went to Jefferson Middle Schools.
Yes.
So after 2 years there, and became the offensive coordinator there, and we won the middle school championship that third year. Right. We beat Rockwood, who had beaten us earlier in the year and was undefeated. Had some really good football players on that team. I had my quarterback of all people, Jalen Henderson.
Oh, big pressure.
Big pressure. Me and that guy we won a lot of games together. Kevin Steen, Jaleel Luster. I mean, we had a good football team. The Anderson twins. We had a good football team. And then after that, Coach Gaddis came back. So I was there from 06 to 2013. And then I came to high school as a freshman head coach, and with Coach Gaddis' first year, and then now I'm at Clinton.
Now you're at Clinton. Now you're at Clinton. Now you're at Clinton. I've known you for all my life. And if they were to rate top Oak Ridge Wildcats supporters, someone that bleeds Cardinal and Gray,
man,
it would be Don Coco.
Oh, yeah.
Now you're at Clinton. How?
Well, when you want to get back into coaching, had the opportunity, met Coach Keith. I liked him. That was where my opportunity was, and I wasn't ready to step away from the game with all the stuff that happened at Oak Ridge, where I was out of coaching. Clinton gave me an opportunity, and I had to think about it. I had to think about it because Cardinal and Gray is what I am. Right. There's no doubt about that. Nobody can take that away. I'm a Wildcat for life, no matter where I'm at.
Right.
But the opportunity that Coach Keith and the Clinton administration, Dan Jenkins, the principal there, our AD, it's orange and black. That's where I'm at, and I cheered for Oak Ridge for 9 games.
Right.
But the one that we play, make no mistake about it, I'm rolling with where I'm at.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. And I'm a testament to that. Just watching you guys and know that a lot of people don't know this, but Clinton actually, when Oak Ridge would make the playoffs, Coach Keith would have his team there at the facility to watch Oak Ridge play, to cheer on Oak Ridge. A lot of people wouldn't know that about Clinton and what they're doing, but they take a lot of pride in this county, in Anderson County. And even with Anderson County, they take a lot of pride. They cheer those guys on. I've seen that myself. Just want to talk briefly about the administration, because I have some insight with the situation. Talk to me about the fans, the players, and administration at Clinton and their accepting of you.
It's been overwhelming. The players, my receivers, well, the whole team. Everybody knows I'm a passionate guy. If I can't do something 110%, I'm not going to do it. So once I decided to do it, it was all go for me. Coach Keith's a great guy, a great man. He does a lot for those kids over there. And, you know, a lot of times I get a little irritated sometimes, to be honest, because I'm a straight shooter. I see stuff on social media talking about our school, our team, and I don't understand that, because the fact of this is we don't talk bad about Oak Ridge. And if they ever do, they don't do it in front of me. We don't hope they lose. We don't hate on them. We don't. It's not even a conversation.
Right.
The administration has welcomed me with open arms. I work in the high school. I help them with a lot of things, you know. But they know that I'm there for these kids, and as Coach Keith is doing, and all of us on our staff, we have a really good staff. And we're molding young men to become, like we always say, great fathers and husbands,
right,
and good people in the community. Do the right thing. That's what it is about for me. football is not my life; it's part of my life. I use it to get young men to do the right things, and that's our message over there. And it doesn't have anything to do with Oak Ridge. I really don't get that part of it because I was asked the other day, but what I thought of, how did you think about Clinton when you were in high school? And I said, well, I really didn't, because I mean we beat them, you know, but we got hyped up for that game. I'm just saying we didn't the stuff that I said. I just don't really understand the negative side of it, because everybody roots for their community. But honestly, when Oak Ridge plays, we don't hope they lose. When Anderson County plays, we're not hoping that they lose. We just don't.
I've seen that firsthand myself. Just
unless they're playing us.
Unless they're playing you guys. But
exactly.
As a coach, what's the most challenging thing that you've been through as a coach?
Well, some of the stuff I can't talk about. The stuff I can talk about is just getting young people to understand that there are principles and boundaries, rules to life along with the game, discipline, structure. So coming to Clinton, the first thing me and Coach Keefe and the rest of the staff we talked about was setting an expectation, which changes into a standard, which equals into a culture. And that's what we admire about the Oak Ridges and Anderson County. Me, I've been around a long time. You want to get like those programs where teams fear you when they hear the name.
That's right.
You know, Oak Ridge has a program.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so we're trying to build a program, not a season, as we always talk about. And we've lost some. We went through some tough times there. But the kids work hard. I love every one of them. The coaching staff's awesome. We have great support, and it's just a matter of time.
Last question. What does the guy in the fedora mean to you?
One of my very, very good friends.
Nice.
In fact, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have taken the job over there. I got to share this. He tricked me a little bit. I come over
Who tricked you?
Coach Keith.
Oh, he good at that.
Yeah, he got me.
Yeah, he
So
good at that.
I know this story.
I go over to, just get a look around the facility and the kids and whatever. And I'm like, good looking kids over here. So they're in their meeting, and I go in there, step in the door, and he says, "Hey, Coach, come on in." So I step on in. He goes, "No, come on up." So I go up, and he goes, "Hey guys, this is Don Colquitt from Oak Ridge, your new receivers coach." We had to sit down and talk, really talk about it. But I told him, "You better be glad I'd already made my mind up on the way over there." But it's funny. But he's a great guy, man. The kids love him. The teachers love him. The kids love him over there. The student body loves him. And the fedora has taken on a meaning all of itself.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. Well, Coach
Definitely
Colquitt, we really appreciate you. You know I love you and proud of you. And it feels good. It feels good when he put on their passion. That's you.
That's right.
That's you.
That's right.
And I could talk about going to the Coach Colquitt. My dad were best friends, and our moms were like sisters. So we grew up having season tickets. Not many kids from the neighborhood parents had season tickets to the UT games. Ours did, and we're not going to talk about it now, but we done had some moments when UT lose, driving back from Knoxville.
Not good.
It's not good, boy. You better not say a word.
You got to be quiet. You got to be quiet.
Thank you, Coach Colquitt, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And good luck. And good luck to you, man.
Thank you.
I tell you what, Coach, right at this point, I got to pay some bills, but I got to ask you a question. When I first asked you how'd you wind up in Clinton, you said I ain't wearing orange. How often do you wear orange?
Not very often. Not very often. But I do more now than I ever have.
Right.
So most of the kids see me every day. I'm in sweatpants and a Clinton football, one of the coaches' shirts or something. So I wear it a lot more than I ever have.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, you know what time it is. It's prime time, 21 in the building. I got my prime shades on. We're about to take a break. We'll see you when we get back.
Commercial Metals Company is still a locally operated company that's serving the people of East Tennessee with convenient hours of operation. Commercial Metals buys all types of scrap metal. Nothing is too big or too small. Still have that old clunker sitting around? We've been buying them for years. Commercial Metals are specialists in commercial scrap. We have what it takes to get any size job done. Commercial Metals encourages you to recycle responsibly. Scrap with only licensed dealers. Member of the TSRA and the ISRI. Commercial Metals Company. Turn that scrap into cash.
Daniel Forrester has been trusted by Anderson County families for nearly 2 decades. Daniel has appeared in Anderson County Chancery, Circuit, Sessions, and Juvenile Court thousands of times over the past decade. A Rule 31 mediator, Daniel has been trusted to mediate hundreds of cases across Anderson County. A community leader, Daniel has worked closely with local officials to make Anderson County a better place. A conservative and dedicated husband and father, Daniel's faith has shaped his character and integrity. On March 5th, vote Daniel Forrester for Anderson County Chancellor.
Make this spring all about enjoying the experience. When you ride on your new Ferris commercial mower featuring patented suspension technology, you'll have more than freshly manicured grass. You'll experience productivity and comfort like never before. And because you won't be slowing down for those rough spots, you'll mow more lawn in less time. Ferris, experience suspension.
Your local Ferris dealer is S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood. Call 865-354-0600.
Earl Duff Pre-Owned Center in Harriman is your one-stop shop for vehicle sales and service. The Duff family is open for business for everything automotive. We offer fully inspected, dependable pre-owned vehicles, and most come with a powertrain warranty at no extra cost. We also have a complete service department equipped for maintenance and repairs on all makes and models.
Don't settle for less with your next pre-owned vehicle purchase. Come to Earl Duff Pre-Owned Center in Harriman or online at duffpreowned.com.
Our story starts with a promise made to the communities of East Tennessee. A promise to always look forward, to the horizon, and past it. A promise to help you live well. At Covenant Health, whenever you enter one of our hospitals, visit any of our physicians, or talk to us on the phone, we will welcome you and your family as one of our own. Because it's about you, and it's about time. Covenant Health. For every moment.
Dad always worked hard, and even though he could never tell me exactly what he did at the lab, I knew he was doing it for us. He was always there for me, for all of us. But now it's my turn to keep him safe. It's good to know there's help.
To find out how to get all the benefits you or your loved one has earned with their medical benefits card, call the home option and see how we can help.
Welcome back to Graham's Gridiron Guidance. We're here with the man, the myth, the legend, Coach Kwayu Graham. How you doing, Coach?
Coach, I'm doing just fine, doing great. Had a great interview with a brother of mine, Don Colquitt.
Yes.
And just glad, just so proud of him and his growth and patience.
Yes, yes.
And we won't go too far in that, but just
Absolutely.
his patience to do what he wanted to do and what he's needed to do and what he was put on this earth to do.
Absolutely.
You know, all of us have a purpose, and that this is his. It's being a coach, and it doesn't matter where you're at.
That's right.
You know, because it's a higher being that we do these for.
That's
you know?
right.
And
That's
so.
right.
I'm just thankful that he does have this opportunity to get back out because he was missed. He was missed in the sports. He has influenced a bunch of kids.
Many.
Bunch of kids.
Many.
And not just young men, young women that were in classes that he taught and that he was at Jefferson. And I just hear all of them, men and women, talk about his inspiration and what he was to them. So I'm just thankful that we had a chance to get him in and participate with this.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Shout
sir.
out to Coach Don Coach. We thank you for coming in. That was great. And I tell you what, like Don Coker, he's been a great inspiration to me. I put some crazy things on Facebook, and Don will call me and be like, "Come on, Pendergrass." Come on, you know better than that. I mean, you ain't got no business doing all that. So he's been a great inspiration to me. So, but I tell you what, man. I tell you what, Coach. They say I told you why I wore. I thought prom was coming in, so
Yes,
I wore
sir.
my hat. I was going to wear a fedora, but I didn't tell you why I wore the tie. I wore the tie to honor you, Coach. This tie is because you've given me an opportunity to do one of my bucket list things. I actually went to college, you know what I'm saying? This is one of my dreams, and it wasn't meant for me to do it any time before today. Yeah. And you have always been an inspiration to me. They say dress for the job you want, not for the one you have. Yeah. So this tie is to honor you today, Coach.
Thank you, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you. It was funny. It was someone called me on the they on the messenger thing on Facebook. I'm not too good with that stuff, but they was talking about, speaking of Prime, he's a hot topic now. And you guys are similar in a lot of ways, man. You know, Prime makes his guys dress up on game day and wear suits and stuff.
Right.
And I tell a quick story because it looked like we must have Coach Keefe on the line, but I tell a quick story. We would go and my kids would get suits. They would have the long coats and all that stuff and the gator shoes. And I tried to go to get me a suit, and I seen how much it costs. I went to the what's the place over there in the Old West? I went and got me an old cheap suit and started, but my family took care of me after that.
You went to City Trends.
No, I ain't go City Trends, man. What's the one, the coat factory, Burlington. I went to Burlington.
Okay.
Yeah, I got me a
you
suit
get
at
something nice over there.
Yeah, I got me. I wasn't getting the long, you know, like them preachers.
Yeah,
you know, I didn't have that. It looked like we had somebody on the line. Looked like we had someone.
Is this?
Okay.
So we do have our cow coming up. I know
Yes.
we're trying to get a hold of Coach Key. 1, 2, 3. Moo.
Yeah, the cow. Someone told me, I said, what does the cow stand for? I said, competition of the week.
Yeah.
I said, we didn't want to go game of the week. We wanted something different, so we went with the moo.
That's right.
And Mayfield, if you're listening, go ahead and give me a call. We got something for you, man.
Absolutely.
All right. We still waiting for to get Coach Keefe online, and let's just talk about last week. Let's talk about last week games.
There wasn't any good games, Coach. I tell you, I did wind up deep in McMinn County. That actually was a pretty good game.
Yes.
And, you know, it was solid to see McMinn County come out with the game plan that they had and execute.
Right.
And execute.
Right.
It was nice.
Well, McMinn County program has always been, they've always had a good program, and playing down there is tough. It's tough to play down there. They're you know, growing. In the past, they used to have great fans to come to the game and things like that, and it's an expected. They have an expected tradition in McMinn County. Looking at some more games, let me see. Anderson County seemed like they're getting it going. Seymour's not a bad team. And let's talk a little bit about the Clinton Powell game last week.
Man, I wasted my gas, Coach. I had Clinton to win. Matter of fact, Corey Benjamin's boy called me after the game, and he said, Coach, you didn't believe in us. You picked Clinton over us. You didn't believe in us, but God did.
Well, God, they, you know, and I'm gonna throw a jab at Matt. I like throwing jabs at Coach Lowe. He does a great job. He's one of the top coaches in this area, and has built a great championship caliber team. But when you say it was God, I'm gonna say I'm glad God got a little tape around a little yellow piece of material, because also. I'm glad that they understand what the word fumble means. You know, and you can fumble from anywhere. You can be on the sideline and fumble.
That's right.
You know,
that's right.
You don't have to, even though your knees touch the ground, and it's still a fumble.
That's right.
In Powell.
That's
so
right.
You know, you learn, like you said, good Lord Himself had made some new rules, and we glad that we know them now in Powell. I'm just joking. It was a good game.
It was a good
game.
Well. It was a good game.
They played well.
The score looked. I mean, they got out
quick on Clinton.
Yes.
But one thing Clinton has never done.
They never give up. They never stop. They never give up.
All the way to the end. I've never seen them just forfeit themselves. And, you know, you can see the body language in kids when they're done.
Yeah, and that's testament of their coaches.
Absolutely.
And their coaching staff and the expectation that they have there. But once again, you cannot start off behind.
That's
Clinton,
right.
I mean, and when they start off behind, it ain't one, it's 14 points, 21 points.
Quickly.
And that can't happen against good programs.
Right.
Teams that are used to winning, teams that are used to competing at a high level.
Absolutely.
You can't do that. And you can't do that against just the average team when you're the away team.
Absolutely.
You know, so you got to come out and set the standards. And everyone knows, I said this every week, Clinton has the players. Clinton has the players to beat anyone once they get it and figure it out. You know.
Well, it's been tough, you know, and I had Clinton because I know the players that they have. But what I didn't account for is the only thing that I go after is when I go play national, and that's linemen.
Right.
Those people say the quarterback's the most important. My center is my most important player on the field, and then those guys that's beside him. Those are my most important players on the field, and I can build anything around a good line.
Right.
And Powell's defensive line was absolutely treacherous. They had the boy running most of the game.
Right.
He was running around.
Well, and their offensive line wasn't bad either.
Absolutely.
You
Big
got
guys.
5 seniors on your offensive front that have been to a state championship and won it, and was a point, a touchdown, or a missed extra point, a missed opportunity from going to a second one.
Absolutely.
So, and then once again, give Coach Matt Lowe salute, because he does a great job year after year of building a competitive program, and they are a championship caliber team.
Absolutely.
I see Midway was our game of the week versus Sunbright, and they Midway has some players, man.
Yeah,
we look at
man.
that. We look at that. They have some players,
They do.
And also prayers go up to the young man and the student at Scott County that got carried off last week.
Yes.
So prayers to the. I know they're not in our counties.
You got an update?
No, I do not have an update on that.
If anybody has an update on that and wants to give us a call in when we're taking calls, please give us a call and let's get an update on that.
All right. What do we got now? So
we're still there. We didn't get Coach Keith. Shout out to Coach Keith. I do want to tip my hat off to Coach Keith and the Clinton community. You know, for the fans that are worried or maybe dismayed, Clinton's playoffs hopes are still big, okay? But I still think Clinton's going to make it to the playoffs. I think they're going to compete well. And getting to the playoffs, you know, sometimes it may take then for you to really get things together and get the rolling. So and fans, be loud. Be classy, right? Have class, but be loud. Represent where you're from for the good, the bad, and the ugly. Do we have Coach Keith on the line?
All right.
We got Coach Keith in. Let's get him on here.
Coach Keith, sorry to catch you. I know you're at church and you had trying to run in and out of a prayer service and everything, so I hope we didn't disturb it, but I do thank you for being on the line. How you doing, my man?
Hey, I'm blessed. How you doing, Kwayu?
I'm doing just fine. First of all, the first thing I want to say to you, once again, thank you for your service, sir.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your service. Thank you. A lot of people see you as a coach, and we know the storm that comes at coaches, whether you're winning or losing. It doesn't matter, but we know. But a lot of people don't know, you know, the sacrifices that you've had and that you and was committed to the United States to protect all of us and for our rights. And I just want to say thank you for that before we get in this football stuff.
I appreciate that.
First thing, go ahead, Coach.
One of the hardest things that I've had to do coming to Clinton is trying to translate a winning culture to a winning culture. People just don't understand that is very hard. Just like winning is contagious.
Yes.
Unfortunately, losing can be as well.
Yes.
So you have to change people's mindset to get them to understand that they're just as good as everybody else. People underestimate the power of the brain. The human brain is pretty powerful.
Yes. Yes. Well, I'll tell you what, Coach.
I know your standards and what your expectations, because you and I, if for people that don't know, he's a very close friend of mine, and you have made Clinton relevant again.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and so I know to you, the biggest thing to you is to keep moving those steps and building that program, but I want you to know that you have made Clinton football relevant again, and I want to talk to me about some of your players, Coach.
Well, you know, usually I try to be very conservative when I talk about my son Joshua, because he's my son, and I don't want to seem biased. But I've been unfair to him, and so I'm gonna start off by talking about him.
He's a bad man.
Joshua's a hell of a young man. I mean, I've seen Joshua get hit harder than I've ever seen a kid get hit in a very long time by Steven Souls. Unprotected, ribs open, and it hurt him.
Right.
But I always judge a man what he do when he get knocked down. He got back up and finished that game. And that tells me my grandchildren are going to be in good hands.
Yes. Yes.
Juwan Goins, broken young man, has come leaps and bounds and has really polished himself into a good person and a hell of a running back. Damon Merrill comes from nowhere, the man from nowhere, turned himself into a hell of a athlete. Red Stevens, self-made man, hard worker.
Yes.
Blue collar guy, work for everything he got. Connor Riggs, blue collar guy, work hard for everything he got. I could go on, the list can go on and on and on. But I like to say, as hard as it has been at Clinton, I wouldn't be where I'm at now if it weren't for my close friends such as yourself, Don Colquitt, Jason Hammett, Justin Ellis, just to name a few. You know, Dan Jenkins, the principal, the people in administration that support me day in and day out. And you know what I have to say, and I have to be honest? Man, I get a lot of love from Oak Ridge, too.
Yes.
I can't help nothing but love the people in Oak Ridge, because, to be honest with you, when I first got here, they came to my rescue. So, you know, I thought about tapping out. So I wanted to take my hat off to all those people. You know who you are. Chris, right? Kwayu, just to say a few.
Right. What about L-Dog?
L-Dog. And even Shrimp.
And even Shrimp.
Nah.
Oh, man. Shrimp is going. Hey, Coach, while we got you over here, you know Shrimp said he's riding the bus and he's going to toot his horn. You got something for that?
We're going to flatten all the tires before they leave.
Hey, Coach, I got a couple more questions for you. Without giving away your game plan, talk to us on how to beat the Wildcats.
I know we have to be disciplined. They have a very good football team there. Well, Coach Rain has done a hell of a job. I think we're going to have to be super aggressive, not too aggressive. And I think we're going to have to get our athletes in space and try to put their athletes in space, because our athletes are athletes. They're not big, but they're athletes. So we feel like we match up good with them in space.
Right.
We feel like the advantage of them that they have is in the trenches.
Gotcha. Last question, Coach. What does a win do for the community of Clinton?
Oh, it answers a lot of age-old questions. Do we belong? Are we good enough? How about us? Why not us? It's time. Can't win, you can't lose forever, and you can't win forever. I'm an Alabama fan, I can tell you that.
That's right. Coach, we really do appreciate you once again. I know that this is your Wednesday and you go to Bible study on Wednesday, but I thank you for taking time with us and calling the station and getting this interview with. And I'll give you a call tomorrow. And I know you say that I don't talk to you on Oak Ridge Week, but I'm going to make sure I give you a call and talk to you.
I can't get Joe to call me.
Joe Gaddis?
Joe to call.
Hey, people don't know how. I'm not going to even give you and Joe relationship out, but people just don't know how close you guys are.
That's awesome.
No, I don't care. If people can hear what I want to say, and I love Joe Gaddis.
That's
right.
So nobody say.
Right. That's right, man. I know he feels the same about you. A lot of people don't know that because Joe's good. He's the best salesman I know. Once again, Coach.
But I don't love him this week.
Enjoy your Coach, man. Hey, good luck to you, and keep doing what you're doing. I know I'm proud of you. Thanks, Coach.
All right, bro.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Love you, man. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. We're just a little bit behind time. We're going to get caught up with Coach Rain right after these messages.
Commercial Metals Company is still a locally operated company that's serving the people of East Tennessee with convenient hours of operation. Commercial Metals buys all types of scrap metal. Nothing is too big or too small. Still have that old clunker sitting around? We've been buying them for years. Commercial Metals are specialists in commercial scrap. We have what it takes to get any size job done. Commercial Metals encourages you to recycle responsibly. Scrap with only licensed dealers. Member of the TSRA and the ISRI. Commercial Metals Company. Turn that scrap into cash.
Our story starts with a promise made to the communities of East Tennessee. A promise to always look forward, to the horizon, and past it. A promise to help you live well. At Covenant Health, whenever you enter one of our hospitals, visit any of our physicians, or talk to us on the phone, we will welcome you and your family as one of our own. Because it's about you, and it's about time. Covenant Health. For every moment.
Daniel Forrester has been trusted by Anderson County families for nearly 2 decades. Daniel has appeared in Anderson County Chancery, Circuit, Sessions, and Juvenile Court thousands of times over the past decade. A Rule 31 mediator, Daniel has been trusted to mediate hundreds of cases across Anderson County. A community leader, Daniel has worked closely with local officials to make Anderson County a better place. A conservative and dedicated husband and father, Daniel's faith has shaped his character and integrity. On March 5th, vote Daniel Forrester for Anderson County Chancellor.
Earl Duff Pre-Owned Center in Harriman is your one-stop shop for vehicle sales and service. The Duff family is open for business for everything automotive. We offer fully inspected, dependable pre-owned vehicles, and most come with a powertrain warranty at no extra cost. We also have a complete service department equipped for maintenance and repairs on all makes and models.
Don't settle for less with your next pre-owned vehicle purchase. Come to Earl Duff Pre-Owned Center in Harriman or online at duffpreowned.com.
Dad always worked hard, and even though he could never tell me exactly what he did at the lab, I knew he was doing it for us. He was always there for me, for all of us. But now it's my turn to keep him safe. It's good to know there's help.
To find out how to get all the benefits you or your loved one has earned with their medical benefits card, call the home option and see how we can help.
Commercial Metals Company is still a locally operated company that's serving the people of East Tennessee with convenient hours of operation. Commercial Metals buys all types of scrap metal. Nothing is too big or too small. Still have that old clunker sitting around? We've been buying them for years. Commercial Metals are specialists in commercial scrap. We have what it takes to get any size job done. Commercial Metals encourages you to recycle responsibly. Scrap with only licensed dealers. Member of the TSRA and the ISRI. Commercial Metals Company. Turn that scrap into cash.
Make this spring all about enjoying the experience. When you ride on your new Ferris commercial mower featuring patented suspension technology, you'll have more than freshly manicured grass. You'll experience productivity and comfort like never before. And because you won't be slowing down for those rough spots, you'll mow more lawn in less time. Ferris, experience suspension.
SL Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
welcome back to Graham's Gridiron Guidance. It's your boy, Coach DJ, here with the man, the myth, the legend, Coach Kwayu Graham. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing all right. We got Coach Rain on here.
Already ready to go?
Coach Rain ready to go.
On here.
Hey, Coach, it's Kwayu. Coach Graham, how you doing, sir?
Good. How are y'all doing?
We doing well. I want to thank you for being a part of our program. I know you had your show probably earlier, and it's time to get some rest, go home and get some rest. But I do thank you for giving us a short time to ask you some questions.
No problem. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, Coach. I'm going to start off with this. New coach, new town, a town that has a lot of history and a lot of expectations. How has the adjustment been for you and your family?
Well, I mean, it's been fun, obviously, Kwayu. You know, we've been able to. I guess I got the position out here, was announced in late January, and didn't really get started with the school system until, I guess, right before Oak Ridge schools were on spring break in March, and then we were able to get back after spring break and kind of go through a spring practice period with them and go through a summer conditioning period with them, and obviously go through the preseason stuff, and just trying to do a lot in a short amount of time. Obviously, felt like wanted to build a connection with the Boys and Girls Club, and ended up, with the two Seans out there and Aaron and everything, and trying to, get involved with the youth programs back in the spring, having some camps. And I know you kind of had your camp over in the summer, and T had his camp and everything, and meeting with the middle school staffs and kind of having a couple one-day camps with those with a crew from Robertsville and Jefferson.
Great.
And then obviously, then just getting in the season and just trying to, get our group off to a good start. And we feel like the preseason went well with the scrimmage stuff, and obviously started the season out 3-0 and got the number 5 in the poll, and then kind of had a little slip up last week. So now we're just trying to refocus everything. Right. But for the most part, I feel like everything's going well, and you kind of hit the nail on the head. There's obviously some high expectations. There's been a lot of great players come to the program and a lot of great teams, and I guess we're just trying to uphold that great tradition.
Right, Coach. I watched your team several times, and one thing I can say is that each time I've seen improvement. Oh, yeah. You've gotten better each time. It's guys that probably wasn't in the plans early that are now playing major roles for you. What do you attribute to the steady improvement?
Well, I mean, I think it's just the practice habits. I mean, one thing I'll say about our kids, I mean, they work, they get after it, and I think that's a big thing is, a lot of games are won and lost at the high school level on Monday through Thursday. And we've been able to get out there and work hard every day, and for the most part, we have pretty good practices, and I think the kids, they want to be out there because they're playing for something bigger than them. So I think it just kind of goes back to when you work hard at practice, and you get the game experience, you're just going to get better at it. We're kind of in a unique spot with our roster. I mean, we have obviously some particular high-level senior players, and we have some juniors sprinkled in there, and then we're playing a lot of sophomores in spots. So we just kind of have a weird dynamic to where there's just, guys helping out, even a couple of freshmen playing. So all 4 grade levels are represented within our Friday night team, and I think, when you're young in some spots, those guys will just get better with game reps, and then when you're obviously we kind of have some of the experience with, some of them seniors have been multi-year starters. So, it just goes back to that, and obviously, 4 games into the season, there's still a long way to go, and we just want to peak at the right time, and hopefully we're peaking in, November, December football. That's kind of what we want to do.
Right, Coach, and I know you have no control over this, but the 6-7 games in a row, how are you preparing for that?
8 games.
8? No.
It was 8 games.
Yeah, they have, I know it's
like 6, 7.
Yeah. The question I guess I'll ask you is how you going to deal with these parents doing fall break?
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. You're right. I mean, the bye week being week 2, I mean, man, we played the first game of the year and then boom, we're off. So now we got all these games in a row and got 2 games over fall break. But, hopefully, obviously, for the most part, I mean, my thing is if you're playing football and you're committed to football, well then, during the fall, that's football season. I know we kind of have a unique school schedule to where we have a 2-week fall break, and you would like for the bye week, hopefully, whenever, we get a chance to make the schedule, not next year, but the following year, to kind of get that set up the way we want it.
Right.
But, we just got to roll the sleeves up and go to work and, just try to, figure a plan out that's best for the kids and best for the program. But you're right, playing all these games in a row is going to be tough. Just, hopefully, I think with the way kind of we're doing the practices this year with, Wednesday being so unique with the early dismissal and, we're kind of breaking up the monotony a little bit. So I think maybe if we can just keep our guys fresh and as the year goes on, we'll shorten down some practice time and try to do some stuff to keep guys fresh. But, man, you guys are right. It's just it's going to be tough, but hopefully we can develop some depth. And knock on wood, we don't have any injuries and stuff. We have some guys ready to step up. But you're right. It's going to be tough, but we just got to stay focused and stay locked in.
And Coach, I want to talk without giving away your game plan. I want you to tell us a little bit about this Clinton team and what you see out of them.
Obviously, Clinton's super talented. That they do have some high-level players. I think that kind of makes it fun for this game. Obviously, there's been a lot of times that maybe Oak Ridge has just had the clear-cut better team, and with Clinton, obviously, throughout their history, they've had kind of some ups and downs. But with Coach Keith coming in, I guess 3 years ago and kind of building that program up a little bit and stabilizing it a little bit. Got a really good group led by his son Joshua Keith. I mean, 3.5-year starter at quarterback, and he's played a lot of football, and he can really make plays with his arm and his legs. And number 9 Goins is back there at running backs, hard to bring down, and feel like he's got some good receivers to throw the ball to. You got number 7 and 6 kind of have some length, and you got 24 and 1 and 8 and 0, and they're just littered with athletes. So obviously they're talented, and it's a big game for both communities, and it's definitely a high stakes game because both teams are 1-0 in the region.
Right.
So it's just it's a big game. But yeah, they got a good squad. I mean, they got a good squad, and they got a dangerous squad. And but we also feel like too that we have some very talented players.
Yes.
So we talked to the team today and just basically told them that a game like this is just a matter of what group of talented players can kind of outplay the other group. Like for us, I mean, Dozier, Hayward, Price Davis, Monty Rimbert, I mean, Will Presley, Blaine Stansbury, the offensive line, can you deep it, Elijah Bradley, Bashawn Knowles. I mean, which group of those guys can kind of, step up and make the big plays in a game like this?
Right. That's right, Coach. I got a couple other questions that I want to ask you, and people don't know that Coach Rang and I have a relationship before he came to Oak Ridge, but yeah. I'm curious about these questions right here. What was your first ride to Blankenship like?
Well, I mean, it was kind of surreal because obviously I have coached at Blankenship back in 2012 as the head coach of Powell, and the ride was a lot different. I just remember coming in as a visitor, and we were up there in the visiting locker room, and we were down the field. We saw Oak Ridge come down the steps, and the train, lights, whatever, and railroad lights, and it was really cool and stuff, and it was just cool to watch that from that perspective. But as my first ride over there, Jeff County, it was cool that obviously the buses go a little bit different route than what you would go in just your personal car.
Yes.
And I think it was just cool to get out there and just think about all the tradition of all the people who have, been in that stadium and all the games that have been in that stadium that have been high-level games. It was just kind of chilling walking down them steps the first time and kind of got goosebumps on your arms. And you're like, wow, it's getting real now. We better win this game. But obviously it was super memorable, and I feel like the Powell walk was just a lot better because I kind of knew what to expect. It was kind of funny. I was trying to figure out, how this thing was going to go, and I was talking to Coach Gaddis a little bit about it, and he had obviously done it quite a bit. He's like, oh, you just do what you want to. And I was like, well, I'm going to kind of get some guidance on this thing about when do we actually start walking and when whatever. But it was just such a cool night and a cool environment, and it's one thing I'll never forget.
Yes, those 72 steps is a tradition that's not many in Tennessee can rival. And the trip over to Clinton is also, from years past, was also just when you get there, you got to park right in front of the stadium to let the kids out, and it's going to be very exciting. Coach, just wish you good luck, and I hope everyone stays healthy. And thanks again for I know you have your show, but I want to thank you, truly thank you for coming on, and really appreciate you.
Well, no problem, Kwayu and DJ. Thank you all for having me, and really appreciate it. anytime you want me on, we'll be on it.
Thank you.
What's up?
Thanks, Coach. I'll talk to you later. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, y'all have a good night. See y'all.
All right.
Thanks, Coach.
Well, that's both coaches.
That's both coaches.
And
I'll tell you what, I met Coach Rang Monday for the first time face to face. Great dude.
Yeah,
you know, the first impression. If I had to go by first impression, if I was a player, I would want to play for that guy.
Right. And the thing about Coach Rang is Coach Rang is not. He's talked more there than he would normally talk. He's a very private person, and but when you're talking football,
he knows it.
He'll talk football.
Yeah.
We'll talk football. Yeah. When he was in Mississippi, he'll give me a call, and he was coaching and tell me about it. He was at a private school then, and we would talk football, and he'll talk football. As soon as football stopped, he'll turn around and walk away.
Yeah, it's over. Ain't got nothing to talk about.
Yeah. Now, Coach Keith, on the other hand, Coach Keith,
he gonna going.
Oh, Coach Keith, man, that guy, I love him to death. I'm just both teams, you know, they say this a lot. I coined this phrase when I was coach at Austin East. By the way, Austin East homecoming this weekend. So
shout out, AE.
So shout out to that. But the Hayes in the Barn on Wednesday. On Wednesday evening, the Hayes in the Barn. There's nothing else we're gonna do.
Yeah.
You know, the practice plan is in place.
Yeah.
We done scaled down the call sheet.
Yeah.
We know what we gonna do.
Right.
The Hayes in the Barn. The talking's over with.
Yeah.
You know, it's time to get it going.
Let's see what the other horses
It's ready to get it going. It's on.
Absolutely.
It's on. And I say this too. I used to say this all the time. At the end of the day, the game gonna be played. Unless Mother Nature herself stops it.
Yeah.
The game's going to be played. And I know both of them teams ready for that.
Absolutely.
That's going to be an exciting game. Reminds me similar of talking about Austin East, of the Austin East Fort games in the past. We got our first call.
Uh-oh. Caller in already? Thank you for calling in to Graham's Gridiron Guidance. Who do we have today?
This is Jamie Booker.
What's up, family? How you doing, Mr. Jamie Booker?
Rubini.
What question you have for Coach Graham today?
Well, I don't really have a question for Coach Graham. I had a question for you, Mr. Pendergrass, Coach.
Okay. I'm ready.
What's the question?
My question is, I was at the JV scrimmage Monday, and I seen LaDamian after cutting up a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering, where is his services going to be going to?
Where's what going to be going to?
Where's the services? Where is he going to play?
Where is his services going to be going to? What school will he be going to when he leaves or is he staying at Concord?
Well, I appreciate you calling and give my son a shout out. He had a good game Monday. I was proud of him, especially playing against his home team, Oak Ridge, and his boys. We plan to stay with Concord and Coach Graham there. He's building up a program, but Jamie, if anything was to happen, the travel back and forth, I don't see us doing that. And if Oak Ridge would open their arms up, we'd probably come back home.
Oh, okay.
Any other question, Mr. Booker?
No, that's all. I just wanted to check in about Damon. He looked pretty good out there.
I appreciate you calling in, fan. That mean a lot to me. I let him know that if he's not watching, I let him know that you called in and asked about him. But that mean a lot. I appreciate it. But I really hope Coach Graham, Jay Graham, can get that program rolling. It's going to take time. It's going to take numbers. He has a lot, involved with it. But with perseverance and consistency and building a culture that he's building, I do think it can happen, and we're going to be there for it as long as he can do what he do.
All right, thank you for calling.
Thank you.
All right, I guess the biggest thing right now, I got a text saying, what's your Coach Graham's keys to the game?
Yes.
All right. So,
yes.
I went through and thought about the keys to the game. I'll go with Oak Ridge first. First thing for Oak Ridge, they have to contain Josh Keith.
Yeah.
Coach Rain talked about his legs and his arms. Josh Keith is special.
Mm-hmm.
You can talk about his leg and his arm, but it's his heart.
Oh, yeah.
That kid is a lion.
Yes.
And you better bet you that you're going to get every bit of him to the last drop. Not a big guy.
Right.
But he fills big shoes.
Right.
So containing Josh Keith is number one. It's very important. You can't play poker with Clinton.
No.
What I mean by that is, if you gamble and guess wrong, they're going to get you.
Yeah.
They got, Coach Rain said this too, they have athletes all over the field. You got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them with them, because if you guess wrong, Clinton will take advantage of it. They got to protect the ball. Oak Ridge has to protect the ball. If you turn the ball over and give Clinton more chances, if they get hot, I don't care who you are on this side of the state, they're gonna score and score a lot.
Absolutely.
And think about their games; they're usually having to catch up.
Yeah.
But you got to protect the ball. If I'm Oak Ridge, use the kicking game as a weapon. Whether it's trying to block kicks, Oak Ridge usually traditionally have great kickers that can pin the ball, great punters that can punt the ball. Or that as a weapon. Clinton got guys that they have athletes that can take it home if you make a mistake. Clinton has given up 4 or 5 onside kicks. So it was a time they were giving up 2 onside kicks. Well, they gave up 2 onside kicks one game, and every other game except the Scott County game, I don't think they had gave up one there. But if you give up 2 onside kicks,
that's big.
And the team get the ball at half,
that's big.
That's 3 possessions.
Ooh.
That's 3 possessions.
That's
so
big.
Use the kicking game as a weapon. And for Clinton, win the first series. Lord, please, win the first series. And what I mean by that is no turnovers. Don't give up an onside kick.
Right.
Block punt.
Right.
Prevent a score.
Right.
Don't let the other team score.
Absolutely.
And 0 penalties. Just the first series.
Yes.
The games that they lost, one of those things happened. All right, in the first series. We have a call on the line.
Let's take this call.
I'll get back to that.
Thank you for calling the greatest show on earth with Graham's Gridiron Guidance. Who do we have tonight?
This is Coach Spratley.
Coach Spratt. Hey, I'm glad you called in, Coach. So before you ask your question or make your comment, I want you to do some research for me, because I think what Coach Kwayu Graham has going here is historic. So I want you to look back in the Channel 12 history and see if my sentiments is exact. But thank you for calling in. What question do you have for Coach Graham?
Well, I just want to make a statement to both coaches. Coach Keith, I like what he's doing over there in Clinton, and Coach Rain, I like what he's doing, and wish both programs good luck. And great interview with my brother Don Coquid. I'm glad you were able to get him in and talk to him. But, like I tell them, I go for Clinton every game but one.
That's right.
And I'm a Wildcat, so I'm going with the Wildcats.
Roll Wildcats, roll.
All right, John. Appreciate you, Coach Spratlin.
Yeah.
I'm glad Coach Spratlin came on. One thing I got to forget to say, and I'll finish up this real quick, was the Robbinsville-Jefferson game is tomorrow, I think.
Yes, tomorrow.
So I wanted to get that out. But back to Clinton. Offensively, they have to start and they have to attack.
Immediately.
Don't wait around.
Yes.
Attack.
Out the gate.
Create individual matchups in space. Cause they got a lot of players that are space eaters. You put them in space, they're not easy to tackle.
Absolutely.
Biggest thing defensively is alignment and assignment. It's killing them. They have to know where their fits are, and they have to get lined up. Tackle. Tackle.
Wrap up.
Tackle. And pursuit of the ball. And for both teams, I say this, and this goes to any game. Big games, when you're playing big games, that means a lot, and you got athletes, so you got players over the field. You got them hymns. Field position, turnovers, time of possession, win the games.
Absolutely.
Win these games. So those are things that it's going to have to take for both teams to come out winners in a big game.
Absolutely.
But for both programs, I want both programs to know that this is not the end all.
Absolutely.
Both of these teams will compete. And Coach Gaddis and I was talking one time, and he said these two teams are going to play twice.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
They're going to play twice.
I agree.
And but we only have this one guaranteed coming on Friday.
That's right.
So everybody get your popcorn.
That's right.
If you drink Gatorade,
and
water.
Guys, a lot of y'all know or may not know, I come from Clinton too. But I was never dragging for all y'all that said I never played for Clinton High School. My mother bought a house and we moved to Oak Ridge, and I've been a Wildcat ever since, right? So my son now plays for him. Roll Wildcat roll. I love you all out there in Dragon Country.
And thank you all for tuning in, and look forward to this game. See you there.
Absolutely. Until next week, you got Coach Graham, Coach DJ Graham's Gridiron Guidance. Have a blessed night.